Hi everyone, welcome to the Q&A and also Happy New Year! Here's to a happier and healthier 2026 where we actually stick to the goals that we're going to set for ourselves. So team, if you've not watched the 2026 goal setting workshop, I'd highly recommend you do that. And also, I was on an interview with BBC Radio Nottingham on Friday. I've popped it up on the podcast. Listen to that as well, because it's all about small habits and how these actually are the things that change your life. It's not the big overhauls. It's the little small things that we hardly even notice, because they're the things that actually stick and the things that might seem like way too small to do this, but actually change your life. So let's go straight into the Q&A today. And I just want to say, I've just taught my first sessions back after the C-section. So I am 7 weeks postpartum and it is so good to be back. We did the new Yogascape and we did our deep core rebuild series that is fantastic if you are someone who struggles with back pain, if you have or are struggling with diastasis recti, so that's where you get abdominal separation, usually after having a child, and that can be immediately after and it can be even years after. And if you are somebody who is postpartum as well, or someone who actually just have a weak core, you keep getting injured all the time and you don't know why, this kind of thing is so important. So you're building the foundations properly. So we're doing a deep core rebuild series. We did episode number 2 today. So go check it out, gang. Make sure you do number 1 enough times that you feel confident with it, then move on to number 2. You want to do number 1 at least like an absolute minimum twice in a week before you move on to the next one, but really like 3 times before you move on to the next one. And we actually have a question that's really similar on that this week. And actually, before I begin, if anyone wants to join us, so if you're listening to this and you're not a squaddy, you're listening to it on the podcast, or if you're listening to this, you are a squaddy and you've got a friend who wants to join, we have opened our doors to the 6-week 2026 challenge. So get involved, get started, and make this year, like I said, the year that you actually tell yourself, right, I am going to be the person who XYZ maybe consistently exercises, who doesn't fall off the wagon, who actually treats her body with respect and nourishes her body this year. Whatever that might be for you, come on, come join us. This is your opportunity. This is your chance to literally change your life for the better and make 2026 the year that you actually do this. Right, let's go into the Q&A, everybody. So all you have to do is get in touch, by the way. Message me and I'll send you the details. Okay, so starting on the whole core idea, my goal for the January focus and this year actually is to improve my core strength. How often should I train it? Okay, so your core isn't just your abs and your 6-pack, kind of how we quite often think about it, like improve my core strength, let's do loads of crunches. No, actually. And actually, if you do have a weak core, sometimes doing crunches can be the absolute worst thing. You want to build your deep core. So build from the foundations. We wouldn't build a house on sand. So how do we expect to improve our strength if our core isn't strong? Like, we need strong foundations to build on. Now, it's more than just your 6-pack. So you've got your 6-pack, which is like the superficial layer, meaning at the front. You've got deeper core, your transverse abdominis, which is like your corset. You've got your obliques at the side. You've got your back, your glutes, as in your butt, plays a really important role as well. The whole posterior chain, so the whole of the back of the body. So these are the things that you want to be thinking about, which is why the Deep Core Rebuild series is so good, by the way, because I make sure that we do all of that as well. But in terms of, okay, yeah, that's great, Lorna, but where do I begin? I would say you could start with either the Deep Core Rebuild series. I would do that 3 times a week, or you could do Pilates. And I'd be doing Pilates minimum twice a week, and then probably a booty band with that as well to improve glute strength and stability. But even workouts, say like Stronger, for example, which is our barbell workout, it's going to really help to build core strength. But it is good to make sure that you are doing some more isolated core work too alongside that. But you will be building core strength in a lot of workouts where it's not specifically called core, for example. You are still building core strength. But Pilates would be one of my go-tos. Yogascape is also good, but I think Pilates would be my main focus, and or the Deep Core Rebuild series. So you could do Pilates twice a week and a booty band. You could do a couple of Pilates and a Yogascape. You could do the Deep Core Rebuild series twice and do a Pilates. That kind of thing, for example. But you do need to make sure that you're allowing rest as well. Like, of course, the core is essentially a group of muscles that we call core, and it does need rest. So we create a stimulus on the muscle, and then we allow it to rest, which is actually where it gets stronger. It doesn't get stronger by doing the workout. That's like where we break the muscle down. And then, so we create a stimulus for the body to go and repair. And that is where you get stronger. So you get stronger in the rest. So if you're someone who wants to improve your core strength, you're like, right, I'm going to do 100 crunches every single day. One, not only are you just like working a really superficial part of your core and not your core in total, in whole, if you like, and you're also not allowing your body any recovery time. So yeah, okay, you're creating a stimulus on the muscles, but you're not going to get stronger because you're not allowing recovery, which is where we get stronger. So on that note, this is why I kind of said 3 times a week, but you could up it to 4 if you wanted to. This is how I'm doing my core personally right now. I'm doing it 3 to 4 times a week, and I'm making sure that I have a rest day in between. So I might do Monday, Wednesday, Friday, Sunday, but then I'm not going to do Monday. I'll then do Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday the next week, for example. So I've always got a day in between. And for me personally, to rebuild my core and just post C-section, post baby, I'm just doing 10 or 15 minutes because that's all you need, really. That is literally all you need. So you might even bolt this on to another workout that you're doing. So that core rebuild series, for example, is 15 minutes long. Bolt it on to another workout. You might come to the live class and then think, right, okay, I'm going to do that quickly straight after. Something like that. Or it might be your workout of the day, whatever it might be. Just make sure you are giving your body adequate rest as well. And of course, enough protein, enough water, etc. So I hope that helps. Next question is, I feel like I've fallen behind with fitness over Christmas. How can I get back into it? This is so common. You know, Christmas is that time. It's not just Christmas, is it? It's like Christmas and then Twixmas, which is that period in between Christmas and New Year. And then New Year, where our routines are completely and utterly thrown. Like usually it's really nice social occasions, really nice food, lots of drinks, some chocolates, and it's lovely. It's a lovely time of year. It's an indulgent time of year, and I'm not saying that you shouldn't enjoy it as well. You know, it is to be enjoyed, but we do get to a place where actually, you know, we are feeling out of routine. And for some people, that's more fuel. That is so motivating. You know, being out of routine, I can't wait to get back into routine and feel good again. It's extra motivation, right? I'm really going to get on it. And sometimes we go into January all guns blazing to only then kind of overdo it to then fall off the wagon. So it's really important to take this step by step to make sure that that's not you as well. So what we want to do is start somewhere, anywhere. The place that I would start is, so if you're part of our squad, I would watch the 2026 goal setting workshop. I would watch that. I would also fill out the January focus sheet, and then I'd have my focus for January. And remember, it's not about trying to overhaul absolutely everything. It's about really small habits because they're the things that stick. And in terms of getting back into fitness, choose something that you know you enjoy or something that you hate the least, okay? Like something that you know will make you feel really good, whatever that might be. It might be a stretch. It might be Pilates. It might be a stronger workout. It might be a booty band. It might be aerobics. Or it might be a HIIT. Whatever it is for you, do that thing because action creates motivation. And the way that a lot of people think, and so many people get it wrong, is they rely on motivation. They say, do you know what? I can't do it. It's not working because I'm not motivated. Well, guess what? You never will be. Like motivation isn't something that just arrives one day. Like wake up, think, oh, today is the day. Like it just doesn't happen like that. So we actually have to go and do the thing, even if it means we're just pulling on a big girl panties, get your hair in a ponytail. Right, come on, let's go. Even if we roll out of bed and we're doing it in our pajamas or in our bra and pants, we go. Just do it, even when you don't want to. And quite often, the workouts that you don't want to do are the best ones. They're the ones that you really, really don't feel like it. Quite often, more than not, they actually end up being the best workouts. So just go into it, open mind, do the workout, and by doing it, it will create motivation because afterwards you'll feel so good for doing it and you'll want to hold on to that feeling. And not only that, when you do it consistently, then you really start to feel and then see the benefits yourself as well and see it in other areas of your life. Not just in your physical health and your body shape and your body tone, but also in the way that you're showing up. So the way that you're showing up with your partner, at work, with the kids, the way that you are talking to yourself. It's so important to do. So just choose that one thing and know that action creates motivation. So they're the things that I would do. And then every Sunday, plan your classes in your online journal for the week ahead. As you know, Failing to plan is planning to fail, and we are not here for that. And please, please use our community as well. Everyone is here to support each other. And if you are struggling, reach out to me. You know that I'm always here for you, gang. So that is where we want to start. Just start somewhere, take the pressure off. And you might even want to start with just 10 minutes. Go onto the bolt-on area, do something from there. Honestly, 10 minutes is so worth it. That's all I've been doing post baby the past couple of weeks, 10-minute workouts. Oh my gosh, so worth it. I feel so good after. And it's actually allowed me to improve my strength as well. So if you're thinking 10 or 15 minutes isn't enough, I can tell you, yes, from experience and from doing this, it's absolutely been enough to help to rebuild my core up to a point where I can start to think about doing more formal exercise again. So little and often, and take that pressure off. Do something that you enjoy to start with. Next question is, how long before I see results from consistent exercise? Great question. Now, do you know what? One of the most underrated things is how you feel once you do exercise. You actually get immediate, straight away benefits in how you feel, in your energy, even how you're holding yourself. You get immediate benefits straight away. So that is something not to be underestimated. Those feel good endorphins, that extra added confidence, that energy around you as you just walk about through your day, that whole feeling of, you know what? I'm feeling good today. I'm really proud of myself. Or just that feeling of, I've got so much energy today, like compared to normal. That's so good. You get immediate benefits. So that's the first thing. And then as you consistently exercise, say 2-3 weeks in, you'll start to notice a difference in your posture. You'll start to notice a difference in your energy. Again, as I said, but more kind of, throughout the day, every day when you wake up, you're waking up feeling better. And you'll also start to notice a difference in your strength. And you might start by week 3, just finding things a lot easier, even like your cardio fitness and your flexibility. So 2 or 3 weeks to notice those things. And then 6 to 8 weeks, you're starting to notice like your actual body shape and change. And then also about 12 weeks, that's when other people start to notice as well. Like they might notice immediately in how you're showing up with your energy. But in terms of your body, 6 to 8 weeks roughly consistently exercising for you to notice. And then roughly about 12 weeks for other people to notice. Of course, there's a little bit of give and take there, but that's kind of a rough idea on when to expect to see results as well. How many times a week should I be working out? And is 20 minutes each time enough? Great question. Now, yes, 20 minutes is absolutely enough per session, and anything is always better than nothing. So what I want you to think about is the law of diminishing returns. So if you can imagine like a little graph, and we're going up in the graph, which means that a little bit more is more benefit, and then a little bit more is a bit more benefit, and a bit more, and a bit more, and a bit more. So the more you do, the more the benefit to a point, but it starts to level off. So that person who is doing nothing and they do 15 minutes, the added benefit that they get from doing 15 minutes is exponential. Then when you reach kind of where it starts to sort of even out a bit, maybe someone who's consistently exercising 4 or 5 times a week and they do an extra session, they might get a bit of extra benefit, but that extra added benefit isn't anywhere as near as much that added benefit as the person who isn't doing anything, who does something. You get to a point though where it plateaus out, and then actually more equals a disbenefit, and that's where you tap into overtraining. So we want to make sure that we are, we're on the good side of the curve, right? And we're also doing enough to make our heart healthy, lungs healthy. We have strong bones. We have that nice muscular tone. We feel so able to do things like, I don't know, I used the example this morning where the delivery guy comes to the door with the grocery shopping and you take those big boxes, you pick that big box up, you feel strong, you walk into the kitchen, even just really small, simple things like that, running around with the kids, being able to throw them up in the air and lift them up or hold them on your shoulders, those kind of things. So we want to make sure that we are keeping healthy for our day to day and for longevity as well. So how much do you need to do? The recommended minutes are 150 minutes of moderate exercise or 75 minutes of vigorous, plus at least a couple of strength classes. Now you might be thinking, oh my gosh, that's so much. No, let me break it down for you. And also you need to start where you're at right now. Like, don't worry, we can work towards that, but start where you're at right now and just increase that by 20%, for example. Now, 150 minutes of moderate can also include brisk walking. So if you're going out, you're getting your steps in, you're doing a brisk walk, that is included in the 150 minutes. And also things like aerobics, things like, some core work, the booty band, etc. And the vigorous is more your depending on how you do aerobics would definitely tap into vigorous. That is where you're getting out of breath. So that might be things like HIIT, cycle, potentially aerobics, depending on how much effort we're putting in, combat, those kind of exercises, running as just an example. And then your moderate is where, okay, the heart rate's going up, but we can have like a bit of a conversation at the same time. So vigorous may even be stronger, or if you're using really light weights, it might tap into more moderate. So it just depends here. So you've got 75 minutes of vigorous, or you've got 150 minutes of moderate. Essentially, if you follow our timetable, I've got you sorted. So if you follow either the first class each day or the second class each day, or you do the double, like make sure that you get everything in that you need to get in. Of course, you need to be making sure that you are getting, your steps in, you're keeping active in general outside of class as well. But if you follow that, it takes the thinking out of it. Just 20 minutes per day, Monday to Friday, you're sorted. That's it. Or if you prefer the 40 minutes a day, if you want to do a little bit more, you are sorted. Now, if we look at the other end of the scale, okay, so what is too much? It really depends on the person and it depends where you're at. But recent studies have shown that benefits tend to plateau at about 300 minutes of exercise per week. And anyone who's doing any more than that, they're not getting any added benefit and actually potentially disbenefit, where they're tapping into overtraining, they're getting niggles, injuries, their body isn't recovering, so they're not seeing the results from their workouts. So that's kind of like the other end of the scale. So hitting somewhere in between there is good, but essentially you've got to do what you've got time for as well. Anything is always better than nothing. For you, that might look like, right, every day, Monday to Friday, I'm going to do a 20-minute workout. It might look like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, I'm going to do a 20-minute workout. I'm going to do the double. Or it might look like, I just don't have time in the week. I'm going to do weekend warrior. Saturday and Sunday, I go for it. That is where I just load my workouts. Okay, fine. Whatever works for you. Anything is always better than nothing. Just find the thing that works for you. I hope that answers the question thoroughly as well. Now, the final question is, what's the best time of day to exercise? I'm a busy working mum of two, and I find it so hard to fit in. In the morning, I'm trying to get the kids ready for the school run, and by the time the evening comes round, dinner's done, kids are in bed, I'm too tired to even think about it. Now, there is no best time of day to exercise. There really isn't. It's got to be at a time when you can do it, when you can fit it in. And that might mean that, for example, okay, we're going to get up before the kids get up. And actually, quite a lot of mums find that this is the best and most realistic way to do it. And actually a really nice way to fill up your cup before the day begins, before you start getting the kids ready for the school run, sorting them out later, going to work, looking after everyone else. You've done something to look after you at the start of the day. And that is invaluable. So that might be you. You might come to the 6 a.m. lives or the 6:30, and then once they're finished, go and wake the kids up. I know a lot of bodies who do that, by the way. And some who come to both and then put you do the dishwasher in between the classes, or they hang the washing out, or they finish off the sandwiches in between classes. So there's that. Or you might even get up before then and do your workout. Or you might do 15 minutes a day, Monday to Friday, because that's what you can fit in. If you get in, you literally get up 15 minutes earlier. And that's fine. Then you might do a little bit more at the weekend, or you might even get the kids involved. It's completely up to you, and you've got to find when you can realistically fit it in. But if you're getting to the end of the day and you are absolutely exhausted, it's just not on the cards. It's not going to happen. Okay, let's shift it earlier on in the day. Some people find that once they put the kids to bed, that actually that is their time and they really like working out then. If that's you, great, do it. Some people find in their lunch break, that's the best time for them. If you get a break, a structured break at work, and I really hope you do, by the way, make sure you do, using that or part of that for some movement. And I would just say sometimes, it's difficult to get into a routine, and that is okay. It's okay to allow your routine to be super flexible as well. And I can totally relate right now. For example, I'm not in the office at the moment, so I also work in the family business, so I have an office job too. I'm not there at the moment. I'm at home. I'm with Autumn. I will fit stuff in when I can. So at the weekends, Bill's here, fantastic. I'll get my workouts in or do my 10 or 15-minute call. That's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. And then during the daytime, she's napping. Boom, I'm in. Off I go straight away. Or sometimes she might be awake and she'll just be literally right next to me, and that's fine and that's okay. But some days that might be 9 o'clock. Some days it might be 2 p.m. in the afternoon. But I plan what I'm going to do for the week, and I make sure they get it done. I tick it off, no matter where that is. And that's kind of just the chapter of life that I'm living in right now. But I know that as soon as, I go back to the office and she's going to nursery, there's going to be more structure and I'll have more of a routine. But for now, this is just an example, it's okay for that to be my routine, for it to look that flexible, that it's a different time every day. It's certainly fine. I'm making sure that I fit it in. So make sure that no matter what happens, be flexible with it, prioritize your health and fitness, particularly as a mum. You've got to put number one first, and that is you. And that it's totally allowed to be you, because when you do that for you and you show up for you, then your child or your kids benefit from that. And they also see how important looking after your health and fitness is. And they will make that a priority for themselves. And then as a consequence, be healthy growing up too, and take that forward with them. So you've got to put on your gas mask before you can help anyone else, right? That's what they say. It's what they say on an airplane, and it's true. You do. You have to. How are you going to look after anyone else otherwise? Anyway, there you have it. It's my little rant over. But make sure you do that. So you're role modeling, but most importantly, you're looking after you as well. Now, I think that is all the questions for today. Oh, I did have another question as well. So the other question was, where did I get my top from? This is the new Yogascape one. So Yogascape is our trademark brand, and we've got instructors teaching it all around the world, which is really cool. And this is now available. So this is a new top. It's like really nice and floaty. It's perfect for any exercise. But it is really nice and floaty. It's beautiful, and it feels really soft as well. And you can go on to Wild Legs Activewear for this top, and it's like a collaboration. So you'll see partner brands. So Yogascape is a partner brand. We've collaborated with Wild Legs, and yeah, you can get these. And there's another color as well, and there's some leggings. So go have a look, go check it out. They're really, really nice. And if you do want to come and join us for the 6-week 2026 challenge, come and join us. Let's make 2026 your year. And if you know anyone else who wants to do it, gang, you can. And also, if you're thinking, do you know what, I need that little bit of extra guidance and support, Lorna, I'm in the squad, then come and do the squaddy version of it as well. Anyway, team, I hope that's been helpful. I hope you've enjoyed the session, and I will see you in class. Well, I'll see you on live replay tomorrow, and I'll see you on Friday. We'll see you on Thursday. Bye, gang. Have a good one.